Hey everybody. So, another day here in Texas. Another day in paradise. I want to cover some things with you about our day today. It was just another day. I was very exhausted today. I've not had a really good day today. As I said in a previous video, I have this condition that it takes me down sometimes. It wasn't the worst of one of my days, but it did have an effect on me, and it drains me. It's kind of debilitating during that time. I've just not had the energy to do nothing at all and deal with the hurt. So, aside of that, I don't let it hold me back too much. We move on with positive things. We do not dwell on those problems. Yeah, do not let it own you. Do not. I remember my doctors telling me, very wise old man, Dr. Flavel, up in McKinney, Texas, he said, do not give in to the pain. Do not ever give in to the pain. Do not let it control your life. That was the best prescription he could give me, because I'm going to tell you, all those other prescriptions that him and those other neurologists gave me in the trash can. I found they were doing more harm to me than good. You know, it's doing is what I call kicking the can down the street. You know, you're not fixing anything. You're just kicking the problem along, and you kind of put some dents and scratches in those cans as you do it. So for me, it's a personal choice. I take the pain head on when it comes. At least I'm gonna have a kidney and liver all intact when it's done, not a bunch of damaged organs inside from a bunch of drugs and all the other problems that come with that. Toxins, toxins, toxins. But hey, each to his own if you're on them, and that's why it helps you and helps you deal with your problems. You know, each to his own. It was just a personal life choice that I'm going to take this head on and I'm going to fight it. And I tell you what, I've done pretty good. So, speaking of all that, I want to show some video today. I sold a roll of hay today to a elder gentleman. He's 77 years old. He is a Vietnam vet. You'll hear all this in the video, but I'm a little upset with myself because I wasn't thinking. I was kind of caught in the moment with him, and I wasn't feeling really good when I went and loaded this hay. I left my tractor running in the background, so there's that diesel sitting there going. I'm like, oh man, I'm already like 3/4 of the way through the video recording him, and I realize I have a noisy tractor sitting in the background that this phone's gonna pick up. And he's kind of a soft-spoken gentleman, so I apologize if it's not the best video in the world, but I'm going to put it up anyway because I want to give this gentleman respect. He is an amputee. He's received several medals, including the Purple Heart. I'll let him tell himself there. His brother was stationed in the Philippines, he told, and he passed through the Philippines as they were doing their staging going into Vietnam. And I always want to give respect to everyone that has fought out there, whether we understand what the war was. They stood up and did their duty, and they fought hard. They risked everything, everything. Now I want y'all to think about that. We can easily sit back in our living rooms in the comfort of our home and judge soldiers and judge the government and all from the comfort and safety of our home. That's the key word right there. The safety of our home. And where did we get that safety? We got that safety from our government and our leaders and our military and our commander-in-chief. And we take that safety, text message coming in, and it records it on my phone when it comes through. What the heck? Stupid. Good job, Samsung. Anyway, talking about that safety, this is a safety that we have had and that we take for granted. That safety, when you're sitting there and you're judging what these choices are that our government's doing, man, that remember as you sit there in the comfort of your home, those decisions is what gave you that. And whether we make the right choices every time or whether you can understand completely why they made that choice, because I guarantee you, whatever you think you know, you don't know. They know a whole lot more that they just don't share to the public because it's too much. And we entrusted them to make these decisions. And let me tell you, there's always a bigger picture out there, a bigger picture out there than you think you know. Now, I'm not trying to get into a political rant. I'm bragging about this country, the United States of America, and the choices it makes to put our guys on the line out there sometimes to help not just ourselves but other countries. And the Philippines is one of those countries as well. That's why we have such a tight, close relationship with them. And this man, he went out there and he put his life out like so many others, including some of our viewers that might be watching this right now. He had no choice. And even the ones that did have a choice, we thank you. And the ones that didn't have a choice, we thank you too. Because they're out there and they've put everything on the line. So as I was driving today, I was thinking about this. Take one of these people that's whining about all this stuff and go drop them with a weapon in the middle of a forest. That there's people that live in that forest. They know every inch of it. They know where to hide, climb, get, set traps. They know pathways. They know gullies, valleys. They know it all. You're on their turf. And you got this weapon, but you're blinded by everything around you. But they're not. Because they can look into you, but you can't look out to them. And all the odds are against you. All the odds. The chances are something's going to happen to you. And just imagine if I come pluck you out of your living room right now and just hand you a weapon and threw you out into that situation and said, here, fight or die. And if you don't fight, you're in trouble. Well, this is what it's like a lot of times. So just imagine all of a sudden, just imagine that your doors got kicked in all of a sudden and some people just snatched you up off of your couch and blindfolded you and just took you far away to some place you don't even know and just threw you out there. Fight or die. Fight or die. What are you going to do? You're going to fight. You're going to fight. And all the odds against you. And that's what a lot of these gentlemen had to do. And I'm going to tell you right now, we appreciate you in this household. My wife is a Filipina, and she appreciates the American soldiers. Her grandmother was around for World War II. Her grandmother lived to be up in her 90s. And she talked to Melinda and the other grandkids, and she told them the stories. She told them stories of the Japanese. She told them the stories of the Americans coming there. The nice, kind stories about the Americans and how well they were treated and gave them things and protected them. And she told the brutal stories about the Japanese and the rapings and all that happened. Now, I know the Japanese are good people now, but they were some crazy stuff going on back then. And just the same, that is a model of what the U.S. looks at as we go in and get involved in these other places. Because look how it changed even the Japanese people. And now they're like our bestest friends, right? And we kind of hope for that when we went into some of these other situations, but it don't always turn out perfect. And times change. But they know there. They know what we did for them, and they appreciate it. My wife appreciates it. And the man that I'm about to show you today We appreciate you. If we can't hear you well, I'm sorry. It's my mistake, and I just want you all out there to try to listen to him the best you can. I tried to speak up and talk, and I wasn't trying to talk over him or control the situation. He was soft-spoken, and I realized that tractor was going in the background, so I was kind of speaking out. But that's going to be part of what I want to cover, is the respect to this gentleman and all you vets out there. And we have 4th of July coming up, our independence. We just had a memorial right back behind us here. And I'll tell you right now, I take my hat off. I ain't gonna show you my whole bald head. Okay, woo. Now y'all get to see the melon. I take my hat off right there to all of you out there, everyone that has put it all on the line. Put it all on the line for us. Thank you very much from the bottom of my heart. So I got a retired disabled veteran here picking up some hay. He's just getting one bale on this pickup. It looks like he has the Purple Heart on the front of his truck on his license plate. Respect to you, sir. Respect to you. Are you at the VFW there? So y'all, I was loading up his hay. I was telling y'all about it when I was pulling up in the tractor. I seen that Purple Heart on his truck. So I got out telling him that I seen that, and he told me that he fought down in Southeast Asia during the Vietnam War, and that's where he received this Purple Heart.
Purple Heart, Silver Star, Bronze Star.
Yes, sir. Well, first, we appreciate that.
Thank you very much.
Very much. And
I'm honored to serve my country.
I told him that my wife was Filipina, and that we have subscribers from the Philippines that are including vets and our family of vets, and we always like to share with everyone, you guys. And he was actually stationed, you said, in the Philippines before, right?
I went through the Philippines on
Right.
the way to Vietnam.
Yeah, on the way there.
My brother was stationed at Clark Air Base.
At Clark Air Base there now.
He was a gunner.
Yes, sir.
I was Army, he was Air Force.
Well, I'll be darned. You know, that Clark base there has really turned commercialized around it now.
That's what I heard.
Yeah, they're building a whole new city out there.
Priscilla Lindsay, a friend of mine, she's from the Philippines. Her father was in the Filipino Scouts back during World War II. And she now lives here in the States in Denton, Texas.
Well, I'll be darned.
Her husband, he's Steve. Steve is kind of semi-retired. I'm old and retired. And, I enjoy every day.
Man, that's awesome. It's always good to get out and enjoy life, and I tell you, it's a war that people don't understand sometimes why we do the things we do, but then they sit back and look at what a great nation that we are in, that so many people around the world choose to come to the U.S., and it's because we stand up for what's right or wrong, and we help other nations in the world, and it's not always easy.
No, it's not. One of the things that I see and I believe is, if you haven't been there, you can't really tell what kind of country you're from.
That's right.
Once you go someplace else in this world and see how everyone has to live, you're very thankful that you have what you have, and especially the freedom that you've got here. And I think many Americans today take it for granted.
That's so true. I think one of the reasons that I enjoy the Philippines is they're really good-hearted people over there, and they're appreciative of what's happened in the past. It wasn't always pretty, and they were victims of a few atrocities themselves, even from our side, our mistakes we made as well. But they they look at the big picture. They see how independent it made them and strong. They adopted their government after our government, and they've been our lifelong friends.
Sure have. You know, a strange thing I just thought of, and that is that your wife is Filipino, but she's not here with you today because most of the time
She is. She's sitting right there in the truck. I got you, didn't I?
You got me. You know, the reason I say that is because every Filipino that I know, the wife is right with her husband.
She is.
Everything that they do.
She's sitting there now. In fact, I wish we would got her attention to come down here.
Sure.
She loves all the military stuff. She loves watching all the movies and stories and documentaries of everything. And when we're in the Philippines, we also go to a lot of the memorial areas and visit those, and she really enjoys that. Now I'll give you a piece of information, and where they're at and where she grew up as a child and for generations native there, on Panay Island. That is where they did what they call the first ambush. The Philippine guerrilla soldiers united with MacArthur's men, and they made a landing right there on our beach that we're at right there. And we have a celebration there each year called First Ambush. They still celebrate it to this day. There's monuments all there for MacArthur. They got a big bow of a ship made like a big monument with MacArthur and a couple other leaders there. And it is a still alive and well celebrated event for him coming back and playing the part he did. But I tell you, if it wasn't for their organization of their guerrilla soldiers working with the U.S., it would have been tough. Yep, and they made that drive through there as they pushed going north, and there was a lot of battles took place right there in Sulu Sea, right out the waters that I sit there and look at every day when we're there.
I'm a history nut about not the Philippines exactly, but of the war, World War II.
Yeah.
And what happened in the Pacific. And it amazes me today to hear about it took so long for all the Filipino guerrillas to be recognized by the U.S. government for their service.
That's
and
right.
assisting the U.S. military during World War II.
Yeah, it was just a few years ago they finally got that sorted out.
Yes, sir.
And so many of them are already passed on and gone.
Priscilla's father's one of them.
Really?
Yes, sir. Her and I talked about that many times, and she was always in hopes that they had recognized those Filipino scouts and the Filipino guerrillas back in World War II before he passed away. Then, unfortunately, he passed away before the U.S. government recognized him. And that, to me, is just, it took too long.
I really appreciate. Come get some hay from us again.
Thank you. I will
And
do that. I will do that.
be careful unloading that there. You got somebody to help you unload that? Don't let that bell roll backwards on you
No,
there.
what I'll do is I'll drop the tailgate and let my wife guide it off the truck. I can't, I'm not, I'm an amputee, and I'm 77 years old. I feel like I'm 78, but I'm not physically, I didn't do a lot of walking anymore, and I sure don't do much physical work anymore.
Well,
should be
you
on the floor.
just enjoy life.
I do.
Every day is a blessing. That's us. I used to work myself, burning my candle at both ends and all through the middle, and
Show you a little trick. And not a trick. I buy a 10-pound bag of a box of bundles
yeah.
every week if I need them a week. People out close by where I live, east of Kaufman, they just drop their dogs off, abandon them. And every time I go down the street, I'll see little puppies just, they don't get fed.
Yeah.
And every time I go down the street and I see one of them, I'll stop. I give them a dog. Because at least they're not going hungry for right food. And I've got probably 5 little guys that they look forward to seeing me. They come out of the trees and the weeds and everything.
Well, you just hit right on a subject that I did in a video about a week or 2 ago.
Oh, really?
I did a video, and I discussed in that video about people doing that, about dumping dogs, and I was just trying to push on there, people. Don't go do that. Don't go just think that you can dump a bag of dog food in the ditch and dump them out, and that little dog's gonna be okay, because the ants are gonna eat that food up. He won't even be able to get his mouth on it without getting bit, and you've done nothing. All you did is try to satisfy your own conscience.
That's it. Oh, we've seen them, they'll drop their toys, their bedding in the ditch.
Yeah.
Out where it's dark where people can't see them.
Yeah.
The other day, as I was going down the street, there was a lady in a blue Chevrolet, and she either threw the dog out or opened the door and pushed him out. And that little dog chased that car down the road. She just sped up and away from him. And that's just a sorry thing. People, you know, them puppies didn't ask to be brought in the street.
No.
And I've got one. I got a great pair of these. His name is Bandit. I want to show you a picture of Bandit. Bandit is he'll be 2 this September. He saved my life already this year. I had a electrical short in my wall in my living room while I was sleeping.
Yeah.
And he always comes and wakes me up when he wants to go outside, but he usually will come beside the bed and he'll whoop, whoop. And this morning, it's on Wednesday, about 7 or 8 weeks ago now, he came in, jumped up on the bed, and pawed at me. I mean, to the point where he actually put whelps on me.
Yeah.
And I tried to get him to lay down and go to sleep, but he wouldn't have none of it. I got up, I got my wheelchair, and I rolled out in the kitchen. As I rolled out in the kitchen, I started smelling an odd smell. And my sinuses were bad anyway. And so I went to the front door, and as I pushed the gate, where the dogs can't get in the kitchen, or in the front room, I smelled something. It smelled a little bit stronger. When I opened the door, and the sunlight came in, I seen the smoke close to the bottom of the door. And about that time, this young lady that helps me take care of the food pantry, she came by the house, and I yelled at her, asked her if she'd ask her husband to come up with my dog. He stayed right by my wheelchair and would not leave until I got outside the door.
See, they are smart animals.
Well, this little guy, he's not a little guy. I want to show you a picture of him. I'm so proud of him. He's 1 in a million. I had one just like him. He was 10 when I had to put him to sleep. This little guy here, though, he's my partner. And like I say, he saved my life. And he thinks he's a lap dog. If I get a picture to come up, I'll show it to you. Because
Just take your time.
It's me in my wheelchair. And he just, he tries to get, I don't know if you can see this picture or not, but he tries to get up in my lap.
Let's see if I can get that on here.
Maybe.
We'll get down here in a little darkness. Oh. Well, it's pretty hard to, oh, there we go. We can see it a little bit. Yeah, it's a lot of glares. Phone on phone is kind of hard to do. But there we go.
Yeah, he likes to get right up. He thinks he's a lap dog. And he gets right up in my lap. Wouldn't take nothing for him. But I have a special place in my heart for all dogs.
Yeah.
And it, a lot of people, if they just think about that, they see those little dogs out on the side of the road, maybe they wouldn't just kick them out and toss them out.